we will have some comments from our judge on the Shorthorn Yearling Heifer class.
We apologize for taking a little more time in this class. It's a very difficult class. And for those of you in the stands watching, it's going to look like it's kind of up and down and big and little, but that's just the way it has to be today. We all have cows at home, and we have some good little cows, and we have some good big cows. The heifer we started the class with is probably the most modern heifer in the class, but a heifer that puts it all together. She's very, very attractive in her makeup. A heifer's very deep-sided and carries that all the way through. A heifer's very nice for that hip structure. A heifer probably would put her above the heifer in second, as we feel the udder maybe going to be a little more square on this heifer in second or in first hole. Heifer we feel has got a lot of future in the breed, a very nice female. Get into a red heifer in second, a heifer we really, really admire this female. She's a power female, very long-sided. For as big as she is, she's very, very fresh. Heifer, you get in behind her, she's very stout, she's very deep-sided, she moves very, very well. Maybe just like to space those teats a little differently, but these are bred heifers, and a lot can change between now and the time they lay down and have a calf, but that's what put her in second here today. Get into a white heifer here in third, a very attractive female. A heifer that gets out and moves very, very well. A heifer that maybe just gives up a little bit of that overall power to the heifers above her in the class today, and that's why this heifer had to be in third hole. Get into a roan heifer in fourth, a very long-bodied female. A female you got to really admire for the stoutness this female has. She maybe just gets a little more tubular in her makeup. A female that maybe just could be a little softer through that lower third to be any higher in this class here today. Get into a red heifer in fourth. Heifer you really got to admire the length of body of the female and the way she gets out and moves around the ring. A female is setting down a nice udder. Just like to see a little more stoutness and a little more style to be any higher in the class today. Get into a big red heifer in fifth hole. Very long-bodied female with adequate amount of stoutness. A female would maybe just like to change through that pins a little bit and maybe lower her down in that flank to be any higher in this class here today. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. In first, we had 3146 SDTRK Crimson Red O2F exhibited by Sidetrack Stock Farm. In second was 3145 ACC Maddie 6F exhibited by Ann Wender Cattle Company. In third, we had 3148 Diamond Creek Sparkle Girl 22F exhibited by Diamond Creek Cattle Company. In fourth, we had 3150 Lil LL Raggedy Ann 1F exhibited by Long Leg Shorthorns. In fifth, we had 3149 Lingley's Beauty 26F exhibited by Lingley Livestock. And in sixth, we had 3147 Star P Linda 15F exhibited by Star P Farms. Next in the ring, we have the junior champion heifer, or yearling heifer female. But we'll turn it over to the Hereford side for their comments.
Really a nice lineup of heifer calves, and relative to their class, they had the most quality to them. There's some give and take in types and kinds, but I think most of the time we found something that was dang sure sound enough, and that's kind of where it all starts for me, the way they get around the ring, and then just the quality and the balance. So you will have them differ just a little bit. But there's two heifers that do end up matching together pretty nice, but especially in terms of fundamentals and having some rib and being right in terms of their composition for this stage of the game, and being sound and how they get around and how they carry themselves, and just some cow power with some added luck. This heifer calf back here will be your calf champion. She's one I like a whole lot. Like to change her up there a little bit up through her head, but I think that's about it, because I love the substance and just the quality, and I love how accurate this heifer is on her feet and legs. Just a very nicely presented heifer that's got a tremendous amount of quality, and love how she gets around the ring. For reserve, there's dang sure some give and take, but just a heifer that's very fault-free that kind of gets your attention, and I think she's built right underneath is this yellow heifer here. She'll be your reserve calf champion. Two exceptionally good females here.
Congratulations to WCC 100B Jessica 9100G, exhibited by Wascana Cattle Company, for winning the Pole Champion Senior Division Heifer Calf, sponsored by Aquahala Farms Limited. And in reserve was CCR 7057 Kesha 14G, exhibited by Copper Creek Ranch of Princeton, BC. The sponsors for the Reserve Senior Division Heifer Calf was Hereford Girls. Congratulations to the Heifer Calf winners.
On the Shorthorn side, we have our junior champion female in. From our first split, we have 3141 South River Tiffany 65F, exhibited by South River Shorthorns, as well as 3142 Glen Rose Dinah Rosewood 5F, exhibited by Lockview Farms. From our second split, we have 3138 Murraydale J 34F, exhibited by CLF and RSB Cattle Company, additional owner of Ramrod Cattle Company. We also have 3144 Bell M Isle 121F, exhibited by Bell M Farms. And from our last split, we have 3146 SDTRK Crimson Red 02F, exhibited by Sidetracks Stock Farm, as well as 3145 ACC Maddie 6F, exhibited by Ann Wender Cattle Company. Our sponsors for this class for our junior champion female is Rockdale Shorthorns of Lone Rock, Saskatchewan, and reserve is LT Agencies of Kellfield, Saskatchewan. We will now have some comments from our judge on your junior champion female.
In this class of junior yearlings, heifers we're very happy with. You know, as these cattle get a little older and we start to worry a little bit more about, I guess we're always worried about udders, but now we can see a little bit more what these udders are going to look like. Females out in the ring, we're very happy with the udders. They're starting to set down. Females, we like the way they move, the way they're designed, the structure that they have. We like the way that they're put together. I think they're females that, again, are going to go out and do a lot of good for their new owners and make a lot of difference in the industry. With that, I believe Mando selected a couple champions for us.
Your junior champion female is from your third split of bred heifers, 3146 SDTRK Crimson Red, exhibited by Sidetrack Stock Farm. And your reserve is 3138 Murraydale J 34F, exhibited by exhibited by CLF and RSB Cattle Company, an additional owner of Ramrod Cattle Company. Congratulations. Again, our sponsors are Rockdale Shorthorns of Lone Rock, Saskatchewan for your junior champion female, and LT Agencies of Kellfield, Saskatchewan for your reserve champion female.
Just a reminder to buy your Red Coat Classic tickets and get in on the fun over here in the Hereford Ring. Some more prizes to be awarded from CWA Herefords, a $500 credit towards their annual bull sale, to Craig's Ranching. From H&S Highcliffe, a $500 credit towards any animal from their farm, to Carrie Husloff. From the Canadian Hereford Association, a $100 credit towards the Hereford website online store, to Sharon Stevenson. And from Glen Lee's Farms, a $500 credit towards any animal, also to Carrie Hulsloff.
Really a nice heifer calf to win the class here, the way she's designed and the way she balances out. Big thing is I think she's a heifer that's got some rib to her and she's got some future to her with some added look. Extremely sound on her feet and legs, just a very attractive type of a female. But what sorts the pair is how much better she gets around the ring. This heifer here in second's got a lot to her, a lot of substance, a lot of rib. Very massive made, a lot of hip. I like this heifer a lot on the standstill. I'd like to change her when you ask her to go, especially off of her hind legs, the way they're constructed. But I think she's a heifer that's just got a tremendous amount of body and hip to her. And that's what sorts her over this heifer here in third, because I love the lines in this heifer. Love how feminine she is up through her front third. Really neat up through that shoulder, and the way it ties up into her head. I think there's a lot of good in this heifer. For me, she just needs a little bit more down low. She just needs more pulled apart, and I think there's dang sure bulls to do that because she'll add so much quality and structural integrity to go along with that. A very high quality heifer. She balances out a lot nicer. She's a lot fresher and more youthful than this heifer here that follows her. This heifer's already just deposited a little too much condition up in her front end, and I think that even affects her movement a little bit. She wants to be straighter the way she's designed, and she's straighter back in that hip, but there's enough more performance and shape of rib and depth to get over this heifer that follows her. This heifer's too conventional for me. I think relative to her size, though, she really does have some length. She's really long back through that hip. I'd like to see her handle her hind legs different when you ask her to go, too. But there's enough more shape, and she's enough more up-headed and has more bone than this heifer that concludes the class. This heifer just a little bit more on the steerier side in some ways, a little bit lower-headed, doesn't have the quality, and I think her bone doesn't match her body either. I mean, she's just a little bit more frail underneath. I do admire this heifer a lot for the substance and the doing ability she has. She just needs to be a little bit more feminine to find herself any higher.
Thank you, Judge Hoffman. Congratulations to our class winner and champion Horn Senior Division Heifer Calf, CCR 10Y Notice Me ET 51G, exhibited by Copper Creek Ranch. In second and reserved for the division is RG 4003 Candy Cane 929G, exhibited by Rockin' G Land and Cattle. In third was AAA 028X Cali 3G, exhibited by AAA Herefords. In fourth was Rocking G 5511 Delete 905G ET, exhibited by Rocking G Land and Cattle. In fifth was Blair Athol 27C Diane 8G, exhibited by Blair Athol Farms and additional owner Jackson Lees. In sixth was Square D Elliott 303G, exhibited by Square D Herefords and additional owners of Kootenai Polled Herefords and Megan and Nolan Burke. Now coming into the ring is your Class 7A polled female born February 24th to May 6, 2018.
On the Shorthorn side, we have our first split of females born in 2017 with a 2019 tattoo calf at side. We will now have comments from our judge.
And this first split of 2-year-olds, start the class off with the white cow with the red bull calf. This white cow, you stand back and analyze this cow, she's very attractive in her makeup. She's got enough softness to her. A female that enjoy the looking at the udder on this female. It's well attached, nice teat size on this udder. I think it's going to last quite a long time. A very nice kind of a female. If I could change anything, I'd maybe like to see her move out a little more fluently here today. But she is a very nice kind of female. To get into the red bull calf in front of her, he's a soggy kind of power kind of calf. He's loose made in his makeup. He's got enough stoutness and enough performance. She's doing a very nice job on this bull calf. Get into a roan cow here in second. Really like the heifer calf on this cow. She's very stout, very soft made, big top kind of a calf. Going to go out and make a great cow, I believe. You get into the cow herself. She's a very long spine female. She gets out and moves very well. A female I'd maybe like just to change the attachment of the udder. Maybe like to attach a little better in the fore udder, but a very nice kind of a female.
Thank you for your comments. In first place, we have 3152 Hillhaven Picture Passion 23E with calf at side, CLF, and RSB Grand Design 214G, exhibited by CLF and RSB Cattle Company. And in second, we have 3151 Hillhaven Stargazer 41E with calf at side, Hawkins Sparkling Star 41G, exhibited by Hawkins Shorthorns. Coming into the ring now will be females born 2016 or earlier with their 2019.